up, YouTube? This is the Take 5 podcast. I'm Aaron Action.
I'm Trex Nasty.
I'm Dustin.
Matt Starr.
Today's guest, very special guest, former guitar player and songwriter from the band Circus of Power and New York Loose, and solo artist Gary Sunshine.
Right
Thanks
on.
for coming on, man.
Thank you. It's good to see all of you.
This is awesome.
Thank you.
Great.
Today's topic is top 5 cover songs. All right, Gary, what you got for number 5?
If you know me, you would know that I would have a list of like 35 in front of me and try and still figure it out now. So I'm going to start with Soundgarden doing Black Sabbath's Into the Void. I saw them do it live in this warehouse in New York, and they have it on like a B-side or somewhere, and it's incredible. It's as grungy and heavy as you could get. So it's Soundgarden doing Black Sabbath's Into the Void.
Nice. I've never heard
Great pick.
Yeah, I remember that.
Heavy as I'm out.
I
Big
haven't either,
Soundgarden.
but that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's heavy.
Nice.
All right, Matt, what'd you have for number 5?
Well, so for my top 5, like, I'm picking songs that, like, I don't necessarily have to like them more than the original, but they're just ones that, like, have a special place in my heart, and ones that I do like a lot. But my number 5 is off the Spaghetti Incident, Guns N' Roses. It's a song "Down on the Farm" by the UK Subs.
Ah,
Wow. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's just like
forgot about that.
UK subs.
it's just a 4-chord punk song, basically, with a cool solo in it. But I really liked it because I was listening to that album a lot when I stayed with my cousin Mike, who lived outside of Austin, Texas, for one summer, and they kind of lived on a farm. I was listening to that song all the time, and it was like my theme song for that summer, you know?
Yeah. It was cool, man.
Yeah. So
I totally forgot about that album. There was a lot of good covers on that album.
Yeah.
All right, Dustin, what'd you have for number 5?
Number 5, I've got a song by a thrash band by Exodus. The dudes in Exodus were all huge AC/DC fans, and they did a cover of Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. But that's not my pick. They also did a cover of a deep AC/DC track that was a bonus song on the Fabulous Disaster record, and it's a Overdose by AC/DC. And the Exodus version, they fucking kill it.
Yeah.
It's fire. Yeah.
Cool.
And I don't think a whole lot of people know about it.
No, I didn't know about it. I own that album. That was
Yeah.
my favorite Exodus album.
Yeah. Well, I said it was a bonus song on like reissue stuff, so I don't think it was not on the original, back in 89 or 88 or 89 or whatever, but because I was into record collecting for a little while, and there's a record collection thing called Back on Black, and they had done a re-release of Fabulous Disaster, and I know it was on that. That's how I even know about it. And the guitar tone, Zetro's vocal, very Zetro, but there was some Bond spirit in that. So yeah, man, it's just mind-blowing how great it really is.
nice.
All right, Trex, what would you have for number 5?
All right, I have an opening statement. I am not a big fan of cover songs, but researching for this topic, I revealed that I found to be good of quite a few of them. Okay, my number 5, Gary Hoey, Hocus Pocus, originally done by Focus, a
Focus.
Dutch
Focus?
rock band.
Is that Focus's original thing?
Yeah,
Focus
Dutch-
doing Hocus Pocus, covered by Gary Hoey, the guitar player guy.
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
I never knew that was a cover.
But-
though. I never knew that.
Even
It's
their
funny, Greg.
version is a cover.
It's
Because
funny,
it's a cover.
that was the worst concert you ever went to.
It was the worst concert, but that was a good song.
That
But
was a cool song. Great guitar playing on the original on the
But I
Focus.
found out something even deeper about this song. It was actually an old, like it was out in the 1400s and just redone, it was like a folk song.
Wow. Yeah. Wow, that's an interesting song. Cool.
All right, my number 5, Vision of Disorder, doing "Don't Let Me Down" from the Twisted Forever album.
Yeah.
Originally by Twisted Sister off of Stay Hungry.
Oh,
Yeah.
You familiar with VOD from New York?
yeah.
Yeah, they were.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, it's so heavy, man. That song is so heavy when they do it.
I'm going to check that out when we're done with this, because I either forgot about it or just didn't know about it. And
Oh, yeah.
I love that Twisted Sister song, so I'm going to have to check that out.
That's awesome. All right, Gary, what'd you have for number 4?
Oh, shit.
You're up.
Let's do. See, I have a list, of course. Okay, the Replacements used to do covers all the time. The Replacements would do they would play, one time they played New York at 2 places, the Ritz and I don't know, with the Beacon Theater. And one was the Drunk Show, which was the Ritz. One of the 2 where they were drunk because they just got signed to Sire Records or someone, and they would do shows where they were drunk and they would do covers just on the fly. So they have a good version on the Let It Be record, I think, called the Kiss song Black Diamond, which is really good. But they recorded that one, but they've done every cover in the world. But so I had to pick a replacement song. But the Black Diamond song, which I didn't know the Kiss song really, because I was just a little older than being a Kiss freak. Everybody else was just a couple of years younger than me. But Black Diamond by the Replacements.
Nice.
Good.
Good. It's good.
Did you like it better than the Kiss version than Kisses?
I don't even know if I've listened to the Kiss version. Isn't that weird? You're a Kiss fan, probably, right?
I am. Yeah.
Sort of, yeah.
All you guys, right?
Not me.
And I
am.
Can I tell a quick Kiss story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was in a band, Screaming Sneakers, Lisa Nash, the singer. We were playing, and it was probably 1979, 1980, and Kiss never took their makeup off, but they were in Florida, and Ace was hanging out at this club, Tight Squeeze Club, where we were playing. Lisa made friends with him in a way, and he invited us to the show. We went to the show, backstage, hung out, but they were unmasked behind the scene, getting ready, and they hung out with us, took us out to breakfast, all this stuff. And I didn't really, she was a freak, a Kiss freak. I wasn't really, but they were super cool and super nice. And Ace was raving about the Jimmy Page cassette that he had. I always remember this, like jamming a cassette of Jimmy Page jamming, and he was just a big fan. And it was just a quick thing because nobody had seen them without makeup then. Later they took it off and performed.
Yeah.
Then it was this mystery, and we were like back there. And I wasn't really a fan, but I really grew to respect them. Anyway, that's my Kiss thing.
Did you get to talk to all the guys, Gary?
Did I what?
Did you get to talk to all the guys in Kiss?
Well, I just remember Paul Stanley with one of his famous girlfriends, and I can't remember who. No, Jean. Maybe it was Jean, Cher's sister, or somebody famous back there. But it was mostly Ace that took us, and Jean was friendly to us, and Ace. And I remember Boots in the back, and they were all getting made up, but I was like kind of not so comfortable back there. It's like, oh, why are we here? I'm not the most outgoing person, but so yeah, it was mostly Ace, and we had some kind of breakfast somehow. I have no idea how this happened, except they were very open and friendly and giving. It was really surprisingly nice. Yeah, that's it for Kiss and Ace, like I said on the Morton Downey show.
Yeah. Hey, Matt, what'd you have for number 4?
Well, my number 4. This is, I don't know. I think this is such a cool cover. I'm gonna go with when Typo Negative did the Neil Young song "Cinnamon Girl."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Forgot about that one.
I mean, I don't know if I like it better than Neil Young, but it's just they're so different. You know what I mean?
Wow, I love that song. Yeah,
Yeah,
never
it was a
heard
good song. Both versions is.
Yeah.
I think I like the depressing mix one better, or the depressed mode.
Well, I'm a
or
Typo
whatever.
Negative fan, so yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
Nathan, what'd you have for number 4?
Number 4, I got a band I don't think we've talked about on here yet that I liked early on when they first started out. Kind of didn't stay in touch with them for a while. I would say a good 12 to 15 years. and over the past couple 2-3 years now, really got back into like they've created their own thing, and they're talking about Clutch, and Clutch does a cover of a I mentioned CCR last night. They do a Creedence Clearwater song, "Fortunate Son," and it's an amazing cover that they do of that. And Clutch is one of those bands that can take something and make it something else and still do it their way, and it turns out phenomenal. So the CCR cover of "Fortunate Son" by Clutch.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, Trax, what'd you have for number 4?
All right, I got Lita Ford doing Alice Cooper's "Only Women Bleed." I love that version. I'm a diehard Alice Cooper fan, and that was good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
right.
even know about that.
You didn't?
No, I didn't know she did that.
Yeah,
It is pretty good, though.
I can't remember it was Stiletto or the album
Stiletto,
after that.
Okay.
No Stiletto. All right. My number 4, we kind of talked about them a couple minutes ago, but Biohazard doing "Only Gonna Die" off of Urban Discipline. Originally from Bad Religion off the album How Could Hell Be Anywhere.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
isn't that a hidden track on Urban Discipline?
I think
Or
so.
am I?
Well, I have
Okay,
it on CD, so like I don't know, but
Okay.
I don't know if it was just CD release or cassette, but it's
Okay.
so good.
But
Like,
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Well, like in the 90s, when music started changing, my taste kind of did too, because the glam stuff was kind of getting played out, and I started going more, like Biohazard, Madball and all that kind of stuff, and so I was really into this album at that time.
Me
All
too.
All right, Gary, what's your number 3?
Joey Ramone doing "What a Wonderful World," a Louis Armstrong song.
That's a good
As he
song.
was-
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
love it.
he was. I think it was released after he passed. And
Yeah.
Daniel Ray produced that record and played the guitars on it. He worked with us at Circus of Power on 2 records, and I mean, it's a heavy, beautiful song. Of course, one of the saddest songs ever written. And to picture Joey suffering and passing, and being the mayor of New York at the time, and all that shit. So, "What a Wonderful World" with Joey Ramone's solo record.
Yeah. That solo record is pretty sad, because he got the song "When I Got Knocked Down."
Yeah.
The lyrics like "laying in my hospital bed,"
Yeah.
that song.
Oh yeah. Yeah. "Don't Worry About Me" is the title of the album.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. Yeah. Wonderful guy.
Yeah, that's a good pick. All right, Matt, what's your for number 3?
Oh, my number 3 favorite cover song would have to be Led Zeppelin's "Stairway to Heaven." No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if you guys know that was like there was a big
There was
lawsuit over
Stairway.
that.
That's not fair.
That was
They
great,
lost
man.
that. They won that suit, right?
I know, but if you hear the intro to that song by the band I mean, the intro is identical.
Yeah, yeah.
But then
But think of that. Think of the rest of that song.
I know, it's like I'm
I
glad
know.
that Led Zeppelin, ripped off that little bit and then made just an epic, awesome song. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, look
Well,
at
what
yeah.
about Dred Zeppelin's version?
Dred Zeppelin?
Yeah,
They
the
were
reggae
great. They were great. Yeah.
But no, I really love when the Stone Temple Pilots did a Zeppelin song, "Dancing Days."
Yeah.
Cool.
I
Yeah.
don't know if I like it better than Zeppelin's, but I really dig that tune, so I'm gonna have to. It's got to crack my top 5.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. Good
All right,
pick.
Dustin, what you have for number 3?
My number 3, when I dug into doing this list, this song, I discovered that I thought it was an original of this band, and I luckily discovered, and I've loved this song for years, that it's a cover, and it even surprised me so I'm talking about the Runaways song "Rock and Roll," and I had no idea that was a Velvet Underground song
It's a great.
until I found out that one of the last Alice Cooper albums, Alice Cooper does a cover of it, that's more along the lines of the Velvet Underground version, but the Runaways obviously made it very rock and roll.
Is that
Um,
Dustin? Is that the one? I always get it confused because of the title. Is that the Jenny says when she was just 5 years old?
yes,
Her life
yes,
was sick. I love that fucking
exactly.
song.
Yep.
I was trying to
Exactly.
cover it, but then it has some weird parts in it that I couldn't get. I love
Yeah.
it. Yeah, great choice. Yeah.
And Shrek's picked Lita, so
Yeah.
we're Lita's getting double duty tonight.
Right on.
All right, Trex, what'd you have for number 3?
All right, Sin City Center is doing a Donny Ira song, Alea.
Oh hell yeah!
I
Damn.
love
I
that.
gotta
I
hear
love
that
both
then.
versions, but their version is just as good.
Well,
Yeah.
I love that song, so I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, me too. All right, my number 3 is going to kind of probably throw people off. Carmelita from G.G. Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Carnival of Excess.
Wow.
It's like his country album. The song was originally written by Warren Zevon. It's been covered so many times. Even Linda Ronstadt did it.
Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but that G.G. Allen is so good, man. All right, Gary, what'd you have for number 2?
It's kind of a normal one. All along the Watchtower, Hendrix doing Dylan. I mean, there's a couple of Dylan people that covered Dylan in different ways that made him their own, but all along the Watchtower is Hendrix in and out. It's incredible. And then when you hear the original, you realize how incredibly brilliant he had to work with. But he would just take a song and it would twist it in circles, man. That's an incredible song. Every inch of it, every minute of it. Anyway.
Yeah, it's almost like I didn't, when I was a kid, I didn't know that was I thought that was just a Jimi Hendrix song for the longest.
Yeah, me too. Me too. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't even
Yeah.
know from listening to the Dylan version. It's just incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few covers that's like best covers of all time, and that's definitely one of them. Yeah. I knew somebody would have it. That's why I didn't pick it, because I figured somebody will. Because
I know there's a few that I said I can't do that one because that's the obvious one. So I'm not
Yeah,
going to say which
there's
ones
one
they
I'm
are.
surprised nobody said yet, but probably for that reason.
Yeah, we'll say them later.
Yeah. All right, Matt, what'd you have for number 2?
Number 2, boy, this is tough. This was kind of, I don't know, like, I mean, this is another one where I probably like the original at least equal, maybe better. I really dug this like thrashy glam, kind of punky glam band, Veins of Jenna, that came out in like around 2007, I think, when they did Tom Petty's Refugee. Like, I thought they took that song and they just, like, I don't know, like Veins of Jenna, like Refugee by Tom Petty, when they covered it, they took an already amazing song, but they just added this cool, like, they kind of drop tuned it a little bit, and like it was like super heavy guitars, and it just like lit up in a way that I didn't hear it before,
Wow, I'd like to hear that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's so hard with Petty. I cover Petty songs as often as I can because they're so good. But it's hard to like get Petty out of your head. How do you do it different? I'd like to hear that. It's cool.
Yeah, it's like they didn't like change the structure of it that much. They just like played it a little bit heavier, and I think they changed the key a little bit.
Yeah.
And they kind of did this like call response thing in the chorus that was kind of cool. And it just I mean, but yeah, they had an awesome song to work with though. So
yeah.
All right, Dustin, what'd you have for number 2?
Well, my number 2 is similar to what I found out. Like I said, with the Runaway song, I knew it was a cover song, but I didn't even know the band who I thought it was the original of was actually a cover song they were doing. So Rat, Walking the Dog.
Oh yeah.
Rufus Thomas.
Yeah, but I always knew it as an Aerosmith song.
Right.
And then when
Rufus Thomas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
And I discovered that digging into this list. So here I am learning more shit,
Yeah,
the
all
rap
you know
version,
is the
the
Aerosmith
rap
song.
version, the
I didn't know the
Aerosmith.
cover from
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, Trex, what'd you have for number 2?
Best Pussycat, You're So Vain from Carly Simon.
Yes.
Their
Oh,
version
you
is
took one.
amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, can I say I wanted to cover that because it's so good. And Mick Jagger does the harmony with Carly Simon on the original. And if you listen to it now, you'll hear his voice sticking out like crazy.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do it, but I wanted to do that song, and I read the lyrics. It was like it's not right for me. It just didn't seem right. But I'd like to hear Tammy do it.
Oh yeah, it is really good.
Trax, you
All
took
right.
one of my honorable mentions, man.
It's okay.
Good
You might like one of mine.
All right, my number 2. Back to the New York bands. Don't You Forget About Me from Life of Agony off of Ugly.
Wow.
Awesome pick.
Oh
The
yeah,
song
that's
was-
a good version.
Like, it's funny because the song, when it was written, they had like Billy Idol in mind. He turned it down. He eventually did it years later. But Simple Minds, they did on the
Yeah.
Breakfast Club and got a big hit out of it. But Life of Agony's version, it's so like slow. But
And
man,
they did it their way.
yeah.
Yeah.
Have you heard that one, Gary?
No.
Yeah, check it out. It's
I like
so
to hear it.
different, but so good.
Yeah. I like covers. I know we talked about not liking covers. I love covers because you realize how great the song is when you do them. It's like, wow, I wish I wrote that. And then you can put your own life into it. It's kind of good. Anyway.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Anyway, extra.
All right,
light.
so what's your number 1, Gary?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with this because it's Joe Strummer and Johnny Cash doing "Redemption Song" by Bob Marley. It's just incredible. They trade vocals and lines because Strummer did it with the Mescaleros and Marley. It's an incredible song. It's just one of the most beautiful and powerful, political and beautiful songs. But when you hear Joe Strummer's voice and Cash back and forth, it's incredible. It's just as rich as vocals can ever be and soulful. I think it was a Rick Rubin probably thing where and I think when he did all that late Johnny Cash stuff, he just was recording every kind of cover. They did Soundgarden songs, everything back then.
Yeah, I remember
but
that
that
album.
version, that song kills me. That song just kills me. Anybody that does a song, it almost kills me. But when you hear Joe Strummer and Johnny Cash trading, it's
All right.
beautiful. Anyway,
With that being said, Life of Agony covered that too.
there you go. Oh, it's
Yeah.
incredible.
Check it
They
out.
did, yeah.
Were you ever into them? Because he's one of
I
my.
was running around. I probably didn't
both-
spend time listening, but yeah, I know of them, of course.
Yeah, check it out,
I
man.
will.
Like, his vocals are really good,
do.
man.
Will
It sounds
do.
good in the song.
We'll do.
Yeah, I see you have a Life of Agony poster behind you, Aaron.
Oh, yeah.
You got all the cool bands behind you today.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, Matt. What's you have for number 1?
Oh man, my number 1. I don't know what you guys are gonna think about this one, but I gotta go with it just because of the time period of my life and everything. But this is a more pop punk song, but I love the way "Boys of Summer" by the Ataris.
Yeah.
Like
I
Yeah.
almost had that.
with
The
that
Don
Henley
Henley song?
Yeah,
The Henley
Okay.
song. I love the song. That Henley song always brings me back to Miami and some period of my life. So I love it. So I can relate. And their version is good. Sure. That's great.
yeah. I mean, it's one of those songs. It's got everything you need to have like an awesome song. It's got it's just a little catchy hook riff, and then it's got that like mellow building verse, and then it just blows into this big chorus.
I love that song.
Yeah.
Good
All right,
choice.
Dustin. What's you have for number 1?
Well, my number 1, like the past 2 picks, I discovered was a cover of a cover. This song, though, I got hip to it in the 80s, being this impressionable teenager, just being drawn to music, and just the riff in it. So the Wasp version of "I Don't Need No Doctor."
That's
Oh.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And me always thinking it's a humble,
Humble
pie.
Pie, but it wasn't, right?
Who
was
Ray
it?
Charles.
Ray Charles, right?
Yeah.
The Humble Pie thing is killer, right? That's
And the humble
Live at
pie
the
is
Fillmore.
amazing also. Yeah.
Oh,
But how amazing Wasp made, how 80s amazing Wasp
Yeah.
made that riff.
Mhm.
that's cool.
Yeah. So yeah,
Cool choice.
I don't need no doctor.
Cool choice.
All right.
That was a Wasp song, actually.
All right, Trex. What's your number 1?
All right. My number 1 is Twisted Sister, Leader of the Pack by the Shangri-La Rays.
Yeah.
That is
figured that.
amazing.
Good song. Great song.
Yeah.
And I do love that Twisted Sister version, man. I really do.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
All right. My number one, it's funny because I never knew this was a cover until like last year. And it was the first song I heard by this band. Queensryche, Gonna Get Close to You, off of the Rage for Order, by an artist named Lisa DeBello.
Didn't know
Recently,
that.
Lisa DeBello. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I never
I didn't
Never
know
knew
that. That's an
I'll
interesting.
have to listen to that.
Yeah. Check it out. It even has a music video for her. So it was kind of, there's a single, and I never knew that till like last year.
Nice.
Crazy. All right, Gary, give us some honorable mentions.
Okay. All right. There's a band called Cactus, which had Carmine Appice on drums, who was in Vanilla Fudge, very Zeppelin kind of band, like American Zeppelin at the time. And they did a Howlin' Wolf song called Evil. They also did a song called Parchment Farm, which were both covers. So the band is Cactus. Jim McCarty was a guitar player. It's very Van Halen raved up, way before Van Halen. It's monster guitar playing and on fire stuff. And Carmine Appice was kind of like a Bonham, but they were very Led Zeppelin but on fire. So Cactus is the band, Evil. One song, Parchment Farm is the other one. They're both like on fire. That's
I'm
my
gonna check that out.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out too.
Cactus.
Matt, do you have any?
Honorable mentions? Sure, yeah, I've got a couple. Well, Trex took one of mine, but I don't know. Like this one, I really like when Joan Jett did that song. Do You Want to Touch Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's a I think it was like a Gary Glitter song or something like that. Like,
yeah.
that one, I think I don't know. Like another one. I always thought that was a Joan Jett song.
Me too.
Yeah,
Like I can picture Gary Glitter now. Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, you can hear the Gary Glitter in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like that.
Justin, you have any honorable mentions?
Yeah, I have a few. Well, another band just hit me that I even had on here for honorable mention. Another band that covered I Don't Need No Doctor, Great White. But they've done a bunch of covers, and one that I always liked, which I didn't know was a cover again, but I found out was the song Can't Shake It. And I think it's the Angels that does it. So yeah, Great White. You've heard me talk about, here's one that I'm surprised no one said, is White Lion, Radar Love, the Golden Earring song.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But on Great White, me and Trex both like Afterglow better than Quiet Riot.
Yes. Their version is way better. His
Okay,
voice fits it better.
Yeah, Jack Russell's amazing.
Yeah.
But you guys have heard me talk about Eddie Cochran, and there's a bunch of what we love now as rock bands that have done Eddie Cochran songs. UFO doing "Come On Everybody," even Montrose doing "20 Flight Rock." There's other Eddie Cochrans. I think the Rock City Angels dudes did an Eddie Cochran song.
Rock City Angels, you mentioned?
Yeah. I love
Nice.
that band, man. Yeah.
I knew them very well. Yeah. Bobby.
I'm pretty sure they did an Eddie Cochran on that album, the Geffen album they did.
Double record, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, we're getting low on time.
Okay.
That's all I had.
I have two really quick ones. One, I can't believe nobody said, and that's the reason I didn't say it. Johnny Cash Hurt.
I know. That's why I didn't say it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I figured you know what happened. That's why I didn't say it.
It may be the greatest cover of all time. So I'm with
for
you.
sure.
But I didn't want to say it
And then
either.
another one, Nirvana doing "Where Did You Sleep Last Night" from Leadbelly.
Excellent. Yeah.
To me, that's one of the greatest vocal performances ever.
I agree with you on that. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, Gary, you have anything you want to promote?
No, I'm good. I'm just doing my thing, writing
Sure.
some stuff and recording things, and no dates ahead. Couple of streaming things, but nothing much. Just doing my thing.
Social
Come
media.
back on here another day. Invite me back. I'll do another one. It's fun.
Awesome. Yes.
Yeah, this is cool.
Yeah.
Thank
Talking
you.
about I love talking
Yeah,
about music. It's great.
Yeah, for sure, man. All right, anybody else got anything?
Yeah, I got a
All
couple.
right, well, hurry up.
All right. Number one, Moni Moni from Billy Idol.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And this one, it's gonna be a shout out because I seen this live one time on my birthday, and I actually got to sing it. Want It Man from Roxy May.
Oh,
man.
okay.
Roxy
Yeah.
May.
Roxy May. Brian Adams song. Remember we were supposed to say that one, Trax.
I had to say Want It Man because the Rats my favorite band.
I've got a
was a lie.
video of that song of us playing it, man.
Oh yeah.
Because we only covered it at I think 2 shows ever, or maybe even 1 show ever.
Yeah, the one for Trex's birthday. I remember
Yeah.
I asked you, like, can you do some Rat for Trex's birthday? And that's what you played.
And you let me
Yeah.
sing it.
Yeah. All right, well, we're right out of time. Thanks for coming on,
Right.
Gary.
Thank you all.
Gary.
Nice to see you all. Thank you.
Yep. See you,
All
Gary.
right, man.
Bye bye. See you, Matt. See everybody. See Dustin.
All right.
All
See
right.
y'all.
Bye for now.
You know.
Yeah, we talk about Circus of Power a lot in this show.
Really.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I like talking. You know what's weird is I like talking about that because it's there's a
Awesome.
lot of interesting parts to it. You know what I mean? It's not just like, oh, I was in
Yeah.
a band.
Yeah.
There's kind of interesting things connected to it, and it's nice when I remember them, talk about it, or think about them, or hear about it. You know.
Yeah, we actually met you. Me and Trex met you. And you played Columbus at the Newport
Yes.
on Magic Madness tour. Yeah,
Wow.
with Grunt Rock.
Who did we play?
Yeah,
Grunt
Grunt
Truck?
Truck opened up. Yeah.
You know what? Do you know the story why we played with Grunt Truck? That we were touring with Alice in Chains, and they kind of imploded in a way. Lane had a real rough night in the somewhere in the Midwest that we did about 10 or 12 shows. So we were picking up other artists on the way. TSOL, Grunt Truck. I remember. I'm pretty sure that was the run. If it was early '90s, if it was after the first few records. Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
And we toured a lot. I think we played a lot of shows with them. And the Newport, right.
Yep.
And wow, that's a while ago.
Yeah, that was I
And the
remember
Newport-
Headbangers Ball seeing I think it might have been was Motor the first video.
Call of the Wild was first.
Wild.
Yeah.
I knew one of those. Yeah, I was probably
Mo-
14 years
Motor
old.
was
Seeing
second.
that video was like, oh my god, this is amazing.
It was fun. Yeah, Motor was second. I don't remember if we did a third one for that.
Yeah, I was young. I couldn't remember what order it was, but I do know both those videos. I remember I had them recorded off of Headbangers Ball.
Yeah. I still search around for Headbangers Ball clips and things and that, you know.
Yeah.
Somewhere there's an interview I did with, I don't even know who I was with. I'm sure it was Ricky Rackman, but I don't know who I was with. It was Alex, whatever. And I can't find it anywhere. And there's little things here and there that just hard to find these days.
Yeah.
Do you
I
remember
remember
anything
how-
from that Morton Downey Jr. appearance?
Inside Out, I remember it very well. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and that I've had on VHS forever, and now you can find it, of course, on YouTube and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was an incredible, really interesting day. That's for sure.
And I'm sure it had to open doors to a different, some potential different listeners,
I would think,
Yeah.
Morton Downey had all these planted antagonists in the audience all the time.
Yeah.
Like critics. A critic would come up and sit and blast Joey Ramone, or he was like being insulting to different. It was funny, but it was definitely plotted out.
That's great.
That was a good thing. We played on that show 2 songs.
Yeah.
Ace Frehley sat in on a song.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's video of that somewhere, and I'm not in the video. I'm on the side, which sucks. I hate I'm over there somewhere.
But yeah, I remember, because I got in music pretty young, and I remember I was really into the glam scene at that time.
Yeah.
And when I saw your video, it was like, because you guys were so different than what was out there now. You know, I mean, at that time, it's like, and we had a debate on the show. Like, I always told Trex, I consider you guys kind of like a grunge sound. years before
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
the grunge was even a thing,
Yeah,
because it was so different. The guitar,
it was like
the,
sludge. It was grungy, sludgy, kind of like
yeah,
a little bit, like slowed down and
yeah.
grindy a little bit. So that kind of grungy.
Yeah, because at that time there was nothing else like it, and I didn't know what to describe you guys as, and
Yeah.
then when Jerry Cantrell was on the one record, and
Yeah.
I told you they were a grunge.
See, it all comes full circle, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I remember because when the grunge scene come out, Aaron used to always say, "Circus of Power started this." Like they were just 2 or 3 years before it even was a thing. Just
Yeah,
didn't have a name.
And it's funny that we got tied in with that world because
Yeah.
we did get close with Alice in Chains and all that. And we were, I was a big fan of that whole little circle right there. They were just so groundbreaking and cool. And everybody else was running scared. A lot of glam bands were like, oh shit, we're not relevant. We suck. What are we going to do? Nobody wants to hear us. These guys are doing this. And we were like somewhere trying to find our way in there. And we did our own selves in, but that was a good thing.
Because I remember people were like, when grunge like had the big four, I was like, well, who's your favorite grunge band? I'd always say Circus of Power.
That's nice.
Midnight Trash.
Oh yeah,
No.
he was
Man,
the first time he heard your song. I remember he come to me. We were in school, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Awesome band right here." He like pulled
Yeah.
the
Right
tape
on.
out.
Right on there.
still have the CD.
Yeah.
The first record.
Well, yeah. I don't listen to him that often. I listened the other day or something, and it didn't sound great. It needed to sound better, but it was okay. It is good. I really liked that first record a lot. The sound could have been, I don't know. We recorded pretty quickly. We have demos of those songs that we think are stronger than.
Oh man.
Yeah, we did. And the guy who produced it, Daniel Ray. Did he do the first one? Yeah, Daniel. He did it in his basement, and that's how we got the deal. It was good. Did 3 or 4 songs, and they were raw.
You played bass then, right?
Yeah, at first.
Yeah.
They needed a bass player, and I was we were all in New York in different ways. We knew each other indirectly from Florida or directly. And one day they just said, "You want to play bass right now? We don't have a bass player." And I think my ex-girlfriend said, "Go do it." I said, "Okay." I tried it a little bit, and then we added Zowie soon after, and I played guitar. But I played a little guitar on that record and wrote, but it was fun playing bass. No pressure, man. It was just so.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice not to have finicky stuff and worrying about all that. It was kind of loose. I enjoyed that. I didn't have a bass. I borrowed the other guitar player, Ricky's bass.
So when you guys
never owned one.
when you guys were coming out with like the demos and stuff, like in New York, was that kind of like a sound in that area? Or
In
was
New
you
York,
guys
it was.
unique?
I think we were all from Florida. Me, Alex, and Ricky, the other guitar player, Alex, the singer, were based out of Florida right before that. And Ricky and I are from New York, but I only knew him in Florida. We were all in different bands in Florida. Like Alex was in like a hardcore thrash band, the Throbs, and some other things. I was in like a pop punk band, and we knew each other. And then somehow we met up there, and we had roots like Allman Brothers, Skinner, and hardcore bands, and Bad Brains, and the Stones, and just a lot of mixes. And we weren't thinking about what we were doing. When I went in there first, they had a couple of songs, and I forget we rehearsed whatever, but they had a few songs. They were doing like Sway by the Stones. They did a Skinner song, I think, Tuesday's Gone, and we were just finding our way. And there was no other bands that were doing that, as far as I know. There was some good bands, sure. Raging Slab was fucking great. If you haven't heard Raging Slab, man, that's
I remember them. Yeah,
that was we played a lot of shows together. We were very close with them. White Zombie was around then too, and so Raging Slab, White Zombie, and a few others, and then of course the Ramones. The other bands were certainly there.
Yeah.
And there was a hardcore scene, which is a little bit on the fringe of not directly where we were. We knew everybody kind of, but
we listen to all that stuff too. Not
Yeah.
the front.
Oh,
not
yeah.
the front.
yeah. And wasn't Murphy's Law here the other day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couple
I
nights
wanted to
ago.
go. I really
Those
wanted to go
H2O.
say hi, but I didn't want to go to the show. I wasn't ready to go, and it was like a day or two ago, right? Or yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I wanted to see
H2O
Jimmy,
here
know him,
Tuesday,
and
wasn't it? Yeah.
I figured it'd be chaos. It was at the Rumba Cafe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard it was just a 40, 50 people turnout.
Really? See, I was
Yeah.
thinking it's going to be insane, and I wasn't up for it. But I really would like to have seen him. I haven't seen him in ages, and I kind of know each other indirectly.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I missed a few things like that come through. But yeah, so hardcore bands and rock and roll bands and the Ramones. It's the Ramones and the other guys.
Oh yeah.
And Zowie,
At that time.
Zowie,
Zowie was in Leeway.
Leeway, yeah.
He was in Leeway. Yeah, he was tight with Mackie, who was with Cro-Mags and all these other guys.
Yeah.
It was kind of tight knit. It was a nice addition to have him in there.
I do know. I remember you guys were supposed to play Columbus another time.
Were we?
Festival. It was like we have a local radio station that does a birthday bash every year, and it was around the time Mama Tequila was getting airplay.
Oh yeah.
And you guys were supposed to play, and
Oh,
I went to see you guys, and you weren't there.
I wonder. That was around the time we were heading up. Actually, we were heading up to Canada. That was during that last record and Alice in Chains tour with Masters Reality, which was the greatest. But then it just stopped. Then we were like, what do we do next? So we went all across the country, and I think we were heading up to Canada. And the last couple of shows were just weird. They were club shows, and they just were weird. And we were a mess, kind of. And we were heading up there, and I think we disintegrated and just said, we're going to pull up the road. We're not doing any more shows. And we then met with our lawyer at the Cat and Fiddle in Los Angeles and said, we want to quit. It's so stupid. Because we just said this, we weren't getting along great, but we just decided to quit. So I think probably that was one of those things. We were heading there because the Mama Tequila video, we turned down the guy that did Smells Like Teen Spirit. I can't remember his name. Great director. And we were going to go to Mexico to do that one. And somehow we disagreed in the band and ended up with a good guy. I forgot it, Ridley Scott's kid, Jake Scott, I think, did the video. It was really good, but we wasted time and fucked up our flow, you know.
Yeah.
First that tour stopped, and then the video was late, and we picked the wrong one, and Columbia wasn't so thrilled about that. And I think that's probably when we pulled off and we didn't do those other shows. I think, I'm
Well, see,
guessing.
it's funny because Great White headlined, and it's supposed to be you guys were direct support, and then Cry of Love played first.
Ah,
And since Great White headline, they didn't tell us that Circus of Power wasn't going to be there.
Wow.
That's why I went to see.
Wow, I have almost no memory of.
Yeah,
It
it's
must have been
crazy.
just a special show that was scheduled. Wow.
I think that's how the birthday bash
sorry.
was.
Yeah, no, yeah, I mean, I was so bummed out, man. I was like, I've seen Great White, so many times, but I mean, like Circus of Power is who I wanted to see.
Were you
show?
Were you like, oh, fuck those guys. They didn't show up, those assholes. I would feel that way. Why aren't they didn't even tell us? That's how I would
He
feel.
forgave you.
I was
know about it.
Yeah, I was mad at the radio station for not telling us, because I would have got. I mean, I probably would have went anyway because it was outdoor thing. But but
Yeah.
when the band you want to see isn't there, it's kind of let down, But it's cool. I mean,
bad.
I don't hate you guys for it.
No.
No, he forgave you.
Yeah,
Enough time has passed, right?
but at least I did get to see you guys on that album, so that was cool.
Yeah.
That was a grunt truck tour, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier.
Oh,
Yeah.
and that was with Victor on drums after Ryan left. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I remember that tour well now.
Yeah,
So a
I
little bit
remember
of a
when we went to that
difference.
show. Aaron was so psyched. He's like, "Oh my god, I get to see Circus of Power." And he was like,
tell
very
him what
psyched.
happened on the way there, Trex.
Huh?
Never mind. Well, I'll tell him. Well, we were walking down because it was on the OSU campus, and we're walking. And I was singing "Crazy." And I
Yeah.
smacked the girl in the
Oh,
face
yeah.
with accident. I was like,
Oh.
crazy. I smacked him like I was girl in the
Crazy.
face.
Wow.
That
Wow.
was so hilarious. Some hot girl just walking down the street and he goes,
Wow.
"Crazy."
Crazy, man. You know about that song? It's Iggy Pop wrote the song and they gave it to us. He gave it to
Yeah.
us. Daniel was working with him, our producer, and Iggy wasn't going to use the song, and he sent us the words on a little recording, him reciting the words, and nobody has the recording anymore. It's so good on a phone message.
Oh wow.
He recited the words on Daniel's message machine, and we had a video, an audio tape of it. I don't know where it is now, but it was very good. And I didn't meet him till years later somewhere, and said, "You gave us that song." It was very cool. It was
Yeah,
that was
that's
a nice
awesome.
thing. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
very unusual to have a song by Iggy that he didn't even use, and it's like forgotten. It's like I don't even think about that song in ages.
Well, obviously I do.
You do, and so does that girl,
Yeah, exactly.
the one with the.
Someone walk around saying they're crazy and smack them.
Appropriate or inappropriate, yeah.
It was just good it was in that time than this time, because Aaron would have been in trouble.
Oh yeah, even though it was accident.
Yeah.
You got to try not to. Never mind. Wow.
Yeah, I remember because I lived on campus during that time, and I remember we going to the show. We were walking, and it was summertime. You know, a lot of people out, and I was so excited. I'm just like swinging my hands around, and here she comes right behind me.
Wow. Do you remember the show?
Sneaking up on me like that.
Do you remember the show? Was it good?
Oh yeah.
Oh
Was
yeah.
it disappointing or like?
I no. I remember I got was it a nose ring? I got something, some kind of piercing ripped out in the pit. Remember that, Trax?
Yes, I do.
Because
Wow.
my ex-wife was there, and I remember I was taking it out or taking out my earring or whatever it was, and I got pushed and just ripped it out. I was like,
Wow.
hell yeah! I was like, no, I'm glad I got the good show.
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't walk out of a pit without an injury.
Yeah,
You,
No.
you were
yeah, it was a
unsuccessful.
great show.
That's funny. Yeah. Wow. I haven't been a while with those thinking about those shows. Holy shit.
Well, see, it's funny because I've been to a lot of shows, like over 400 of them, and for me to remember, you know,
Yeah.
certain shows that had to be good, you know.
Yeah. I always felt we were very good live. A little
Oh yeah,
different.
You were.
Loose, raucous, just a little loose and edgy and
yeah.
angry
Raw.
or whatever. Yeah. And yeah, we couldn't be tight and glossy. It took too much work and we couldn't do that. So we just did what we did. I don't know. Kind of cool.
Well, there's that show from the Ritz that's on YouTube.
Yeah.
And
That was
what's your opinion of that?
You know what's funny is that it's hard for me to watch parts of it because I'm overplaying as a guitar player. I was so you know why? Because we were touring, so I was up and my chops were up and they're never up, so they were really up, and I was just playing and playing and playing. And some of it is like, take a break, but there's really good parts in that, and there's parts where I'm really proud of like the way I played. And there's parts I wanted to shut myself up, but I couldn't. Was it what song was that? Los Angeles. It's like a blues thing, and I was just playing and playing. Slow down. But yeah, I thought it was a good show. Rich was always great to play.
I'll tell you what I oddly think, particularly with you, think was really good in that show. I never noticed it on the record, but I noticed it in that song. You doing the backup vocal to Dr. Potion.
Oh yeah, I did all those backups on.
Yeah, I never really
the funny high voice.
But seeing it, I was like, wow, okay. And now I notice it every time I listen to the record.
Yeah, all the high stuff in the back I did a lot of high vocal stuff. Rick did a little, and Dr. Potion was a real tough one. That was a weird song. We ran out of songs, and we were trying to find. I had that riff, and we rushed it, and you know.
Wow, I think it's one of the best songs on the record.
Oh, cool! Thanks.
Yeah, that record is underrated big time.
Oh,
I agree. I think it's good. It's a little varied and all over the place and cool in some spots, but that's what we were. We were just writing songs, whatever they were. They weren't really, you know, people would be like, "Oh, you should write like this, like the first record and this," and we were just writing and you know, and we were on the road.
People think of Circus Power to like Motor, Call the Wild, or Heaven and Hell, you know.
Right.
But then you know, Places that kind of gets overlooked, and that was a great record.
Yeah. Thanks.
But there's good songs on it, man. Last Call Rosie.
That's another one that's weird. That was another one that was like should we do this one? We didn't have enough songs for that record, kind of. We were just pulling out whatever we had. And you know, and because we were touring and then we did that, but that was kind of fun. That has like an AC/DC beat.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Called Rosie. Kind of a weird title.
Mhm.
Oh boy. But that was at A&M Studios in LA, which is the shit. That's for sure.
And didn't you guys, as a band, relocate to Los Angeles for a while?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but after the first record. Oh, after the second record. Because we went it was time in Columbia.
Okay.
And our A&R guy was out there, Nick Terzo. But we went there at a great time. I was really not into it, not wanting to go, being more of a New Yorker than some of them. And they were like so excited because the LA scene was really good at that point.
Yeah.
So it was great when we went there. It worked out well. We played there a lot in the very beginning, right before the first record. We went out there and did like 3 or 4 months just to feel it out and get a little bit of a buzz or whatever.
Yeah, there's actually you can Google it. You got to do a little digging. There's a tour itinerary from August of '88 with all those small clubs, around Hollywood and Los Angeles.
We played them all. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, well, the one that when I get an opportunity to talk to people about it, the one out there that that was before my time of even thinking of going to shows.
Yeah.
But I was a teenager, young, early teen, but I'm fascinated with that club Scream.
Scream. Oh yeah.
Fascinated with.
I think Scream was at 2 places, but there was as far as I remember, Scream was in a big, beautiful old building.
Hotel. Yeah, like a hotel.
Oh, incredible. And we did a show there with really great people. I can't remember. There was like one show with like 10, 12 bands.
Okay.
Really good ones.
Yeah, Scream. I always see flyers and I'm like, wow, this looks like a place I would have been drawn to.
It was great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It was like a big concert hall kind of, but an old Art Deco crazy building.
Yeah, I always heard it used to be a hotel.
Yeah,
like where the bands played were like the ballroom of the hotel or whatever.
Yeah. Wow. Dale Gloria used to book that, right? The same people that did Cat House and some of those. It was a very similar kind. It was a place called English Acid, Cat House, and Club Lingerie and Scream were the main ones that I remember. And there was one more.
Let me ask you, since you guys did have a different sound, like what bands did you play with around that in LA?
In those early days, the first show we did in LA before the first record was with Kicks at the Roxy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hell
Yeah, that was like our first. I think that was the first one. We also played some. We'll never think of it. Someplace in the Valley too. But in those days, I mean, in New York, we were playing with White Zombie, Raging Slab, and
Country Club. The Country Club.
Country Club, yeah. In who was on that bill? There's a few known people in that, or somewhat known with us. That might have been one of those two of the first shows we ever played out there. Who else did we play with out there? Back then, I don't remember who else. I think we were kind of headlining a lot of those shows in little clubs.
Yeah,
because there's a little bit of a buzz, so people were coming to see us in the small clubs because we were not LA. So, but we didn't come across like LA Guns, Motley Crue, and because they were just ahead.
Yeah,
they were ahead. They were ahead, and they were already on their way. Kind of.
Yeah, see, and that's why I think you guys stood out because you're so different. And like, do you play like Zodiac Mind Warp or anything?
Oh yeah, that was a pretty big influence. We used to go see them. We saw them a few times in New York, and that was an influential band to us, I believe. The Damned.
Yeah, I was trying to think of bands around that time that would kind of fit in with you guys, and I think that would be a good one.
Oh yeah. Our first tour was might have been Blue Oyster Cult, if I remember right.
Oh wow!
About a month with Blue Oyster Cult. Like half arenas, like a basketball arena cut in half, or that size kind of place. It was very cool. But
and that was on the first record.
Yeah, first record.
Okay.
Yeah, and Danzig. We did a Danzig tour on the first record. Yeah, a lot of shows with Danzig.
I could see that. Yeah.
We got Yeah, Erie Bomb. We got close with Erie and John Christ. Glenn, we didn't see that much, but they were great. Those were good days.
You see, that's kind of how I was with Danzig. I mean, I didn't, since I was into more glam, I didn't really know about Misfits till later. But when I remember when I first heard Danzig, I'm like, how I was with Circus of Power. I mean, this is so different than, you know, Motley Crue and, you know, Quiet Riot or whatever, you know, and like, and,
Sure. Yeah.
you know, bands like that stood out.
That first album come out about the same time you guys did, didn't it? Of Danzig?
Yeah. I think within, probably with that song Mother and all that. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's probably the same time because since we did that tour with them, we also, right after that, we toured with Faith No More, who were just getting big.
I remember that.
And that tour really was good because they just had that, it's not epic, I don't know the name of it, their big first single.
Yeah.
Just taken off. And we were playing all these shows with them. So we had interesting tours, weird tours, some of them, but some weird shows that I can't remember all of them. Dawkins, oddball shows that didn't really.
Yeah, see that one, that's kind of out there. Man,
yeah, there was some that,
show, but yeah, just
there was some that was, some of them was like, this is weird. And Crocus, do you know Crocus? You ever hear of
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think in Brooklyn, Lamore's, like one-off band, you know, one-off shows. I can't remember too many of the others.
That would be a good one.
Yeah, that was interesting. Who else? Oh, I don't know. But a lot of White Zombie and Rob's band and Raising Slab and shows with, in New York we did shows with the Ramones and the Vinyls and all kinds of people.
See, that's awesome.
What's it like? What's it like whenever you're on tour with, like, say, Dawkins, and you got Dawkins fans, and you guys, you know, really don't fit in with their fans? Do they like kind of just walk away from the stage, or?
You know what's weird is that we've kind of worked, there's never been really a show where they were like were hating us. It was never one of those like, oh, this isn't gonna work. It always kind of worked. You know, back in the day, everybody was afraid to open for the Ramones. And I saw a band, the Vinyls, which was an Australian band.
Yeah.
Female. Yeah, great band. I went to see them, and it was on the pier in New York. I don't know if it was in Circus of Power yet, or it was the beginning. I don't know, but the Vinyls opened on the pier, which is outside for the Ramones, and people were booing and throwing shit, and they're a great band. So we were always, and I was always thinking like, oh, they're gonna hate us, but the Ramones crowd was perfect for us for some, you know.
I can see that.
Yes, so I haven't really come across too much where we didn't fit in. When the little clubs, then that kind of weirdness happens. But the good shows, they're out to have fun. So you know.
See, I can see you guys fitting better with like like a Ramones or like a Motorhead or something.
Yeah.
Other than like Poison or a Doctor. You know.
Sure. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, no, we never did any kind of more glam kind of things. I don't remember any tours or any shows with too much in that direction.
Yeah, I don't think I would.
No, the girls would hate us.
I mean, their fans were, you know, teenage girls and stuff.
Yeah, they're not gonna want.
You guys are like bikers, and you know, and you probably scare them.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, we toured with one of the Black Sabbath concoctions, you know, in England, in Europe, and going to there was like, we were so excited. I was like, this is gonna be incredible. And of course you think you're gonna meet beautiful, you know, you're gonna fall in love and all this European. It was hundreds, thousands of bikers and tough guys and a few girls, which is great. But you know, you dream you're gonna go on tour and meet all these beautiful women and all this stuff. These, you know, our crowd was kind of that way too.
Yeah.
But the Sabbath crowd and us together with them, it's like, you know, which was great.
I remember as a teenager, like we want to meet girls, we'd go see Poison or Warren or something.
Yeah, we weren't on those bills.
You know, hang out the dudes, you go see Pantera or, you know.
Yes. Oh, we did shows with Pantera in Texas. Yeah.
See, I can see that.
Yeah. Real early. I can still picture it. I think they played with us in Dallas because that was their town, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was good. That was real good. It was a radio broadcast. That's right. From a little club.
Z-Rock?
Probably. It sounds familiar. It was just us and them. and it was live. And I can almost, the only thing I can picture us talking to them outside. That's all I'm remembering right now from that show. Wow. One show with Pantera, but it was cool.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I love hearing these stories,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, I like thinking about them because you don't get it, they don't come up that often.
Yeah, well, we appreciate it, man. We love hearing this sort of stuff.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool. I see a Biohazard poster right on.
Hell yeah. And next to the Ramones.
You used to see them all the time, Biohazard around New York. Yeah.
Oh, I bet it was crazy there, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Did
But the
Circus
early
of Power
days-
ever play CB's?
CB's, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay, because I knew you guys did the Cat Club and Ritz.
Oh, you know
but-
what? You know how I said sure? I'm trying to picture it now. We had to have. I played there with several bands. We had to have played there. I can't remember. We had to have. I played there probably 4 or 5 times, but with other bands, New York Loose and Screaming Sneakers. I must have done a Circus of Power show there. Like, how could I? That was an unusual place.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hilly Crystal.
Dustin, now you've been there, right?
Yeah, I went to a couple shows there in
Did
the
ya?
early 2000s and maybe a year or two before it closed down.
Ah,
Hardcore
was
matinees.
yeah, the Sunday matinee, the hardcore matinee.
Yeah.
That was
Well,
amazing.
one of them was Madball had done a last show in
Madball, yeah.
2001. They broke
Yeah.
up for a little bit, and it was either right when they broke up or right when they got back together. I
How you
forget
doing,
which.
Matt?